First memory of motorcycling was travelling the world with my dad. I think I was 6 weeks old at my first Grand Prix. Obviously I can't remember that one, but yeah, definitely being in the paddocks. Yeah, living the circus life in the Grand Prix. First time I rode a bike, I remember my dad getting me a little QR Honda 50. Initially I was just riding around the paddocks, and yeah, honestly it was just, for me I was having fun, just cruising around, and didn't really think much at the time, but obviously looking back now it was a fantastic start to obviously what is my career. Yeah, motorbikes has been a way of life for me. You know, it can be any bikes, it can be playing around on a wet field on some bikes that with disconnected brakes, to trials riding, to motocross, to flat track. And yes, I've made a career out of road racing, which is obviously where my focus is and where my training is. But for me, riding bikes has always been an everyday thing, and I feel really lucky that I've been able to do that. Motorcycling is just pure emotion. The highs, the lows, the adrenaline, obviously the excitement, the winning, the losing. There's obviously a lot of always down days, a lot of frustration, but definitely the highs always make that a positive feeling, and obviously that's a way that for me I wouldn't change a thing. So yeah, we're here in my museum at the home ranch. Yeah, lots of history. Got my dad's first ever HRC contract, 1983, the year I was born. The pictures, Mr. Honda himself, who obviously founded Honda, through to MCN's Man of the Year, the only father and son to win Man of the Year, which I'm obviously really proud of. We've even got down here some plates and screws and bars from both me and my dad's bodies over the years, so probably the downside of racing, but we managed to keep a little collection of some pins and some screws that we've had out of our bodies over the years. As you can see from when my dad first started, behind me the Honda Britain days for him, when he obviously won the Isle of Man TT. For me, just being in here, seeing this history, what obviously my dad's achieved, what I've been through over the last few years, it's always nice to come up here. I've had some really good highs over my career. Winning Suzuka the first 2 years with Honda was such a fantastic experience. For me, Suzuka's always been a big challenge, and something that I'm really happy that I've now won 3 times. Yeah, finishing second in the World Championship will always stand out. I've had some fantastic battles over the years, and obviously winning the British title. A few little highlights there, competing in MotoGP with Valentino with the V4 Honda, the last of the 2 strokes. A lot of good memories. The most help and inspirational I would definitely say is my dad. He's been there from the start. We've had a fantastic relation, not only on the circuit but off the track. The trials riding, the playing, just kind of doing us and enjoying what is motorbikes. But yeah, at the circuit has been definitely a massive help, and still is. Over my career, I've had a lot of tough times, a lot of low times, a lot of injuries. Broke my legs 7 times throughout my career, and trying to come back too early from injuries, struggling with a bike, struggling with results. The lows make you stronger, you've got to learn from that, and I feel now everything that I have experienced through my career with injuries and obviously tough times with development, it's definitely made me a more solid package now, and obviously a stronger rider. Photos over the years, I think there's been a lot of obviously good memories of like Suzuka wins, etc. But pictures of me and my dad especially, the support that he's given me, and as a racer you take a lot for granted. It's a big roller coaster, you're angry most of the time and frustrated, but then when you do look back at pictures and remember the good times, it's for me the pictures is always a positive thing to look back and see what you have achieved. Yeah, so obviously this is one of the walls. As I said, my mum loves a picture, so a little bit of history, from my dad back in the day with Mel Carter, some of the shots with Spencer and obviously Kenny Roberts. My uncle was the first guy to get the 100-mile-an-hour lap at the Manx. Just some really cool pictures, the history of Joey Dunlop, me, Biaggi and Checker on the podium. It's always nice to look back. Yeah, it seems like a lifetime away now, but yeah, definitely some good memories there, and yeah, a lot of cool pictures. I think the fact that I managed to ride the V4 two-stroke NSR 500 will always be a big highlight. The fact that I got to race that in that era against your Valentinos, your Kenny Roberts, all these top guys. For me, that will always be a standout bike, especially the age that I was, straight off a 125, straight onto a 500 at 18 years of age. It was definitely a big learning curve in my career, but at the same time, I'm so happy that I got to experience that. Yeah, there's a few things I want to tick off the list before I hang the boots up, as they say, but I always wanted to win Suzuka, which we managed to do. Le Mans 24, I want to do a 24-hour race. That's one thing that I've always wanted to do. And the other big one was, from when my dad used to race it, was the Daytona 200. Daytona and a 24-hour race, they're the two things I really like to do. Yeah, I know that my dad's got a lot of respect inside Honda and HRC, so it's, from my side of it, I feel privileged to be riding for HRC, to continue that relationship. In any team, you always want more, you always want to progress, but I have full faith in Honda and HRC and what this new five-blade is capable of. Yeah, I've been quite privileged with my dad running the Honda Ron Haslam race school for 24 years. I got on my first five-blade, 20-odd years ago, and I've managed to ride every five-blade throughout pretty much its whole development. Honestly, the version that we're on now, the lap time that we can produce as a standard bike, the electronics, it is the closest thing to racing. It's exciting to see where the bike development is going and where it's continuing, and to be involved in that, is definitely a big honour.